Welcome, folks. I'm Jabby Kaway, joined by Chara Kirk.
Hey.
We're looking at Cosmic Wonders, Spider-Man No Way Home Trailer 2, and Villains Update. So thanks so much for hanging out with us. Please hit that subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, and vote this up to let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching. Also, subscribe to the Cosmic Wonder. There's a link in the description below. You can click on that, give the original video an upvote, and let them know Jabby sent you. All right, let's jump into this.
What's going on, everybody? It's Warren. Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder, where we talk all things Marvel and MCU, and today we have some exciting and also some not so exciting news about Spider-Man No Way Home, depending on how you view this new information about the film. It is coming as a rather odd surprise, but I'll let you be the judge of whether or not you think this is good or bad news. We have a trailer update that is good news, and then we have some news about the Sinister Six, or I should say the Sinister Five, as there's been a new report on who the villains could be in Spider-Man No Way Home. Of course, I'll break down everything you need to know in this video, and if you love Marvel and Spider-Man, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos. And if you love Spider-Man, we are giving away a Spider-Man action figure by Variant Bring Arts. To enter, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel and my other channel, Cosmic Culture. So right away, I know everybody wants to know about that trailer, especially after yesterday. There was a lot of conflicting reports yesterday, and at some point, there were rumors going around that the second trailer wasn't even done and that it had some type of problem and that it probably wasn't going to be done anytime soon or before the Eternals. However, it seems like this was quickly proven wrong. And in fact, the opposite was true. The Spider-Man No Way Home second official trailer is actually done. We've learned this because the Korean government website where ads and trailers get rated approved the second Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. We even have a screenshot of this, so it is indeed done, because how can you approve something that's not done? So since it's completed and approved in Korea, we can assume that it's completed everywhere. And although we don't have a specific trailer date right now, insiders say that it's probably coming within the next 2 weeks, and I've also heard that we should be getting it before November 15th. But unfortunately, that is all that I've heard.
It must be so frustrating for Marvel. It's like you can't keep anything under wraps. With all the approval processes, like even with big companies like Apple or whatever, anytime they like go and file for a patent of some kind, everybody knows about it. It's like, oh my God, Apple did this thing that has this kind of schematic to it. And so then the rumor mill starts and whatnot. They can't keep anything under wraps.
Right.
Maybe that's all part of the marketing. Maybe that's part of the point, because then it gets everybody talking. It's all part of the effort to get the word out there. And so.
Sure. And you know that people are gonna do the digging and make the inferences, just like Warren did here. It's like, okay, yeah, so they've approved this. So clearly it's definitely happening.
But I sure do hope we get it before November 15th, because at that point, that's only a month away from the movie's release. That is just extremely close to the movie to be releasing the first official full trailer. But I think, as everybody knows, the marketing for Spider-Man No Way Home that Sony and Marvel have been doing are way different than anything that we've seen in the past.
Yeah.
In India, they do that. It's like only a month before the movie comes out. And I don't know exactly why. I heard something before about it's an attempt to stop any copycats or any piracy or anything like that. That's why they do that. But I have noticed that, you know, for us in America, that has become more the trend where, I mean, Netflix even tried something out, I think on 4th of July once, where it said, new movie.
Cloverfield.
That's what it was. Thank you.
Yeah.
The Cloverfield, they advertised it, and that night it was available to watch on Netflix.
Well, I think it's different now because of streaming. There's no need to advertise so far in advance, because with streaming, it's literally almost like a reminder to go, hey, this is available now, or it will be available in a few weeks. And you go, oh yeah, I better put that in my queue.
Yeah.
You're not going to do that 6 months in advance. You know what I mean? Whereas here, we all know about Spider-Man No Way Home and we're all excited about it. Everybody's going to buy tickets anyway. At that point, it's just to get you more excited and probably to let you know that pre-sales are available.
Everyone's talking about it anyway, and that does way more for the film than I think a commercial could.
But hey, the hype is huge, probably bigger than Endgame, so whatever they're doing, it's working. But they obviously know that fans are getting a little upset that we haven't seen that full trailer yet. Now, the second piece of news that we
they
have
can
today
get
is
upset,
about
doesn't matter.
Sinister Six, or I should say, the villains of the film. And this report is coming from my buddies over on Twitter, Big Screen Leaks. I've talked to them many times. I know that they are reliable. And yesterday they said, by the way, Rhino isn't in Spider-Man No Way Home. He is frequently talked about and is the butt of many jokes. but he's not in the film. Rhino, I think, is a rumor that got thrown out as leaks, and there were many, many fake photos of Rhino, and all of this eventually led to everybody just kind of saying that he was in the movie. And it did make sense, and I even thought he was going to be in the movie as well. But according to BSL, he is not going to be in the movie. However, he is going to be talked about, which may have been where all of the confusion might have come from. But if you're wondering who the sixth villain actually is going to be, according to Big Screen Leaks, no one. That's right, according to them, there is no sixth villain. It's just going to be a Sinister 5. Now, this is a rather odd decision. You have 5 villains, why not go for one more to make it the Sinister Six and have that movie? But perhaps this really isn't a Sinister Six movie. Perhaps it's just a multiversal movie and we just happen to have other villains coming from other universes and other Spider-Man. It does kind of seem like a missed opportunity, but you never really know what Sony has up their sleeve. You never really know what their plans are for their own Sony universe and the MCU moving forward. We know that Tom Holland is probably going to be coming back as Spider-Man, and you have to wonder, well, what's next? If you have the Spider-Verse, the other 2 Spider-Men, and all of these other villains coming back, how do you top that? Well, we know Venom is eventually going to be coming and facing off against Spider-Man, and perhaps we will get a true Spider-Man and the Sinister Six film. And I think some people really like this, but I think a lot of people don't like it as well. Because we were just one villain away from having the entire Sinister Six, but I know some people would like to see our Spider-Man, Tom Holland, just him alone, going up against the Sinister Six, him doing it by himself. Some people kind of complain that we never really get our Spider-Man on his own, kind of having to fend for himself. He was taken under the wing of Tony Stark, now he's being taken under the wing kind of Doctor Strange and then the other 2 Spider-Man. When is he going to be on his own? And it is possible that that's what Sony might have up their sleeve. Our Spider-Man versus a Sinister Six, perhaps one that they've already established in the MCU. Vulture, Scorpion, Chameleon, perhaps Mysterio is still alive. So there are villains that could still be the Sinister Six that are Spider-Man could go up against. Unfortunately, we don't have that much longer to wait until we see the actual film. Only about a month and a half now, and it's still very weird that we don't have that trailer yet, but hopefully that is coming soon as well.
Regarding the whole argument about Tom Holland not having his own Spider-Man and is always under the wing of somebody else or getting help from someone else, I mentioned this before. I don't actually mind that. I think it's fine. It's just this version of Spider-Man, that's how he plays.
Sure, he's a good team player.
Yeah. It's like, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm always entertained by his installments. I didn't love the last one. I still was entertained, though.
Regarding the Sinister Six thing, it does feel like a missed opportunity to me just because I like the alliteration.
Okay, well, you don't really have a real dog in this fight.
I know.
You're just talking about the sound.
I know. I'm just like, I just like the fact that it's the Sinister Six. Like, what is it now? The multiversal 5? Sure.
In the meantime, let me know what you think about this very, very interesting news of there only being 5 villains in Spider-Man No Way Home.
You know what, though?
What?
To be fair, 5 villains is actually a lot of villains. Because usually he's fighting against, like, 1.
I mean, the movie is doing a lot.
Yeah.
You know, especially if you're bringing back the other Spider-Men. You know, it's a jam-packed film. And at the outside, it's like you say these things that you want.
Yeah.
But then when you get there, you're like, oh, it's too much. I would imagine that the people at Marvel know what they're doing, and they're trying to tell the best story possible and make it the most entertaining movie possible, because I would hate to have Mortal Kombat Annihilation in a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Where it's just so jam-packed with stuff that it's like you can't really enjoy it because it has to keep moving on to the next thing.
Sure, yeah.
You know, like it would feel akin to something like Rise of Skywalker, because it's just moving, because it's like it's trying to tell so much. It's trying to include all these characters and whatnot to make the fans happy. It's like that's the worst thing you can do. It has to strike a balance. And so if they feel like as soon as they said Sinister 5, I'm like, okay, isn't it still possible though that Doctor Strange is not Doctor Strange? Like, we don't know.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
Anyway, who knows? So you guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Be sure to subscribe to Cosmic Wonder and also subscribe here, bell icon, all notifications, and vote this up to let YouTube know you enjoyed what you watched. I'm Jabby Kouei. This is
Achara Kirk.
Peace out.